We are living in a world where convenience is king, where comfort zones have become palaces, and where ease is celebrated as success. But let me tell you something, greatness does not dwell in the realm of comfort. If you want to rise above mediocrity, you must force yourself. Purpose over comfort. Every one of us has been born with a purpose, but fulfilling that purpose requires you to step outside the boundaries of what feels safe. Comfort may feel good, but it will rob you of your destiny. You were not created to be stagnant. You were created to move, grow, and thrive. But yet greatness is not birthed in the comfort of ease, but in the challenges and the pushing beyond what feels familiar. Comfort is a deceptive force. It promises rest and security, but robs you of your true potential. While it may feel good to stay in the same place, doing the same things, and living a life free from struggle, that very comfort will limit your growth. You were created for much more than to simply live a life that's easy. Life's true rewards are not in the moments of rest, but in the moments when you push beyond your limits, when you break through barriers, and when you pursue your purpose with passion and commitment. Every purpose requires effort. Every dream requires sacrifice. If you want to live a life of significance, you must be willing to step out of your comfort zone and take on challenges that will mold you, shape you, and force you to become the person you were meant to be. This is the discomfort you face as you step into your purpose is the very thing that will develop your character and strengthen your resolve. Growth doesn't happen when everything is comfortable and easy. It happens when you stretch beyond your current limits, when you're forced to go the extra mile, and when you choose to embrace difficulty as a tool for growth. You must resist the temptation to stay in what is easy and familiar, and instead pursue the purpose that will demand more from you. True fulfillment comes not from avoiding discomfort, but from choosing purpose over comfort. Knowing that each step you take toward your destiny is a step away from a life of mediocrity. Embrace discomfort as a sign that you are pushing forward, breaking free from the limitations of comfort and entering the realm where true success and achievement reside. When you prioritize your purpose, you make the commitment to live for something greater than personal comfort. You become the person who refuses to settle, who relentlessly pursues a life of meaning, and who, despite the challenges, keeps moving forward, confident that the discomfort is part of the journey to something far greater. Every day I approach my daily vision with that same passion, that same determination, that same curiosity. Discipline is the foundation that holds the structure of success together. It's not just about doing what you feel like doing when it feels good. It's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. True discipline is the ability to stay focused on your goals, even when distractions tempt you to veer off course. It is waking up early when you'd rather sleep in, staying late when you'd rather sleep in, and making the hard decisions when others choose the easy path. Many people dream of success, but without discipline, dreams remain just that, dreams. Discipline is what turns aspirations into achievements. It forces you to do the difficult things, the things that may not immediately bring pleasure, but will lead to long-term success. It helps you prioritize the important over the urgent and the meaningful over the trivial. With discipline, you commit to consistent action, even when motivation fades or when challenges arise. It's about pushing yourself forward when everything inside you wants to stop. In the face of adversity, discipline is the force that holds you steady. It doesn't matter how talented you are or how much potential you have if you lack discipline. Talent alone is not enough. Many people with extraordinary potential never achieve greatness simply because they lack the self-restraint to stay the course. Discipline will make you show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. and it will make you do the work even when it seems hard or thankless. It's through discipline that you build habits, habits that become automatic and lead to the mastery of any skill. Whether it's in your personal development, career, or relationships, discipline is what enables you to consistently take the right actions that align with your goals. Discipline doesn't always come naturally, but it can be cultivated through constant practice. The more you choose discipline over instant gratification, the more you choose discipline over instant gratification, the more it becomes a part of who you are. Success is not an accident. It's a result of disciplined choices. It's the small, everyday commitments that accumulate over time and lead to breakthrough moments. So when the temptation to slack off arises, when distractions threaten to pull you away from your purpose, remember that discipline is the secret weapon that will keep you on track. It is the power that turns your dreams into reality, one disciplined action at a time. Taking responsibility is the first step toward personal empowerment. It means acknowledging that you are the master of your own life, that the choices you make today determine the outcomes of tomorrow. In a world that often encourages blame and excuses, responsibility is a rare but invaluable quality. When you embrace responsibility, you take full ownership of your actions, your decisions, and the consequences that follow. You stop looking to others or to circumstance to explain your failures or justify your situation. Instead, you look inward and ask yourself what you can do to change, improve, and grow. Responsibility is not just about accepting blame when things go wrong. It's about taking charge when things are right. It's about stepping up even when it's difficult and recognizing that your success is a direct result of the actions you've taken. It's about refusing to be a passive participant in your own life. Every area of your life, your health, your career, your relationships, your finances, is a reflection of the responsibility you've taken for it. When you embrace responsibility, you shift from being a victim of circumstances to being the architect of your future. No one can control everything that happens to them, but they can control how they respond. The moment you take responsibility, you regain power over your life. You stop waiting for someone else to solve your problems or make your decisions for you. You realize that the life you want to live is in your hands, and the future you envision starts with the choices you make today. Taking responsibility also means accepting the consequences of your actions, whether positive or negative. It means acknowledging that your past decisions, both good and bad, have shaped who you are today, and using that understanding to make better choices moving forward. Instead of blaming external factors like other people, the economy, or your upbringing, you take ownership of your role in shaping your reality. You realize that your present is not the result of chance, but of choices, and that you have the power to make different choices in the future. Embracing responsibility is not always easy. It requires courage, honesty, and sometimes painful self-reflection. But it is through this act of ownership that you find your true strength. When you refuse to pass the blame and instead take full responsibility for your life, you begin to unlock your potential. You start to realize that the life you've dreamed of is not as far out of reach as it once seemed, because you've accepted the power you have to create it. But it's important to understand that responsibility isn't just about the big, monumental decisions. It's also about the small, everyday actions. It's about showing up consistently even when you don't feel like it. It's about taking the initiative to improve, learn, and grow. When you embrace responsibility in all areas of your life, you build a foundation for true success and fulfillment. You stop waiting for life to happen to you and start making life happen for you. Mediocrity is the silent enemy of progress. It often whispers to us, convincing us that just enough is sufficient, that being average is acceptable, and that there's no need to strive for anything more. It settles for the status quo, making us believe that success and excellence are reserved for a few select individuals, not for us. But mediocrity doesn't just hold you back. It robs you of your potential, leaving you stuck in a cycle of complacency. To resist the pull of mediocrity, you must first recognize it for what it is, a mindset. It is not about your circumstances, your background, or your resources. It's about your attitude and your willingness to push beyond what is easy. Mediocrity often disguises itself as comfort, presenting itself as the easier path. It tells you to settle for what's convenient, to do just enough to get by, to live a life that's predictable and free of challenges. It's the mindset that convinces you that the bar doesn't need to be raised, that you don't need to aim higher, that being good enough is acceptable. But the truth is that mediocrity is a life of missed opportunities, wasted potential, and unfulfilled dreams. To resist its pull, you must cultivate a mindset of excellence. This requires you to reject the idea that doing the bare minimum is enough. Excellence is not about being perfect. It's about always striving to improve, to learn, to grow, and to give your best. It's about not being satisfied with just passing the test, but aiming to ace it. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities to rise, rather than as reasons to shrink back. Disembarking trauma from the experience. By living at a timeless and observable rate of existence. Resisting mediocrity means stepping out of your comfort zone and constantly raising your own standards. It requires the discipline to say no to distractions, the focus to stay on course, and the perseverance to keep pushing forward, even when the results are not immediate. Mediocrity thrives on procrastination, excuses, and fear. To break free, you must take bold action, set audacious goals, and refuse to be content with the status quo. You have to be willing to take risks, make sacrifices, and do what others are unwilling to do in order to achieve what they will never have. Mediocrity is also contagious. If you surround yourself with people who are content with mediocrity, it's easy to fall into the same mindset. You must choose to associate with individuals who inspire you to be better, who push you to grow, and who hold you accountable to your highest potential. When you resist mediocrity, you begin to set a higher standard, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. The path to greatness is often more difficult than the path of least resistance, but it is also far more rewarding. The struggle, the effort, the discipline, it's all part of the process of becoming someone who doesn't just exist, but who lives a life of purpose, achievement, and legacy. You are not made to live an ordinary life. You are made to excel, to stand out, and to make an impact. Mediocrity may try to pull you down, but with a firm resolve and a commitment to excellence, you can rise above it and reach heights others can only dream of. Resisting mediocrity is not a one-time decision, but a daily choice. It's about saying no to the easy way and yes to the challenging road that leads to your best self. The moment you decide to stop accepting mediocrity is the moment you begin to unlock your true potential and step into the greatness that is waiting for you. Pain is often seen as something to be avoided, something that signifies failure and misfortune. But in reality, pain is a powerful catalyst for growth. It's through pain that we are tested, refined, and transformed into the best versions of ourselves. Without pain, there would be no progress. Without struggle, there would be no strength. Pain forces us to confront our weaknesses, challenge our limitations, and develop the resilience needed to succeed. When we face pain, whether emotional, physical, or psychological, we are presented with a choice: to give up or to grow. The easy route is to give up, to retreat into comfort, to avoid the discomfort that pain brings. But that's not the path of growth. True growth comes from leaning into the pain, from facing it head on, and from using it as a tool for transformation. Pain forces us to become stronger, to learn more about ourselves, and to discover the depths of our character. Growth through pain is not immediate. It's not always visible in the moment, and sometimes it feels like you're not making any progress at all. But each time you push through pain, you build mental and emotional muscle. You become more resilient, more capable, and more prepared for the next challenge. In fact, pain often sharpens your focus and increases your determination. It reminds you of your purpose and reaffirms your commitment to reach your goals. When you encounter pain, it's easy to see it as something that is happening to you, as if you're a victim of circumstances. But in reality, pain is happening for you. It's shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for the greater things that are ahead. Every setback, every obstacle, and every failure contains the seeds of growth. It's in the most challenging moments of life that we discover who we truly are. We find our true strength when we refuse to quit, when we push forward even though every fiber of our being may want to give up. Pain also teaches us the value of perseverance. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent or intelligence, but the ability to endure through difficult times. People who succeed are those who understand that pain is a part of the process. They don't avoid it. They embrace it. They don't complain about it. They learn from it. And in doing so, they come out stronger on the other side. Growth through pain also expands our capacity for empathy and understanding. When you've been through struggles, you begin to understand the pain of others. You learn to offer support, encouragement, and wisdom to those who are facing their own battles. Pain becomes not just something that refines you, but something that connects you to others. It gives you the perspective to see that everyone is going through something, and that we all have the ability to rise above our circumstances. Growth through pain is about mindset. It's about viewing pain not as an obstacle, but as a stepping stone to something greater. It's about shifting your perspective from seeing pain as a roadblock to seeing it as an opportunity for transformation. The more you embrace pain, the more you understand that it is not your enemy, but your greatest teacher. Every painful experience is an opportunity to build your character, strengthen your resolve, and move closer to your purpose. Sacrifice is a powerful tool for creating a legacy. The choices you make today, the sacrifices you make in the present, create the foundation for the future you leave behind. Your sacrifices can be a gift to future generations, a testimony of the effort and determination you invested in achieving something greater than yourself. Just as a seed grows into a tree that produces fruit for others, the sacrifices you make can leave a lasting impact on those who follow in your footsteps. Thus, sacrifice is often associated with hardship. It is, in fact, a vital part of the process of success. Without sacrifice, there is no growth. Without sacrifice, there is no progress. And without sacrifice, there is no lasting impact. When you view sacrifice as the seed of your success, it transforms from a burden into a blessing. You begin to understand that everything you give up now is an investment in the future. You begin to understand that everything you give up now is an investment in the future. You plant the seeds today, knowing that they will yield a harvest tomorrow, one that will be worth every ounce of effort and every moment of discomfort. Sacrifice is not merely about giving something up. It's about planting a seed that, though seemingly small or insignificant in the moment, has the potential to grow into something far greater than what you've given away. Every sacrifice you make is an investment in your future, a future that requires effort, discipline, and sometimes the willingness to endure discomfort. The process of sacrifice, much like planting a seed, demands faith that the effort put in now will yield a harvest later. When you sacrifice, you are engaging in the act of creating something beyond the present moment, building a foundation for something bigger and more rewarding down the line. In the early stages, sacrifice can feel like a loss. Whether it's sacrificing time, energy, resources, or comfort, it may seem like you're giving up something of value with no immediate return. However, just like a seed is buried deep in the soil and seemingly invisible to the naked eye, sacrifice works beneath the surface. Over time, that seed of sacrifice germinates and sprouts into a flourishing future. The rewards of sacrifice often come in ways that you cannot predict or see at first. But with patience and persistence, the fruits of your labor will begin to appear. Sacrifice teaches patience because, unlike instant gratification, the rewards of sacrifice take time to manifest. The immediate discomfort or pain of giving something up is only temporary, while the benefits of the sacrifice, whether they're personal growth, greater success, or deeper fulfillment, are long-lasting. The more you engage in sacrifice, the more you develop the ability to prioritize what matters most, choosing long-term gain over short-term pleasure. The idea of sacrifice as a seed also speaks to the concept of growth. Every sacrifice is a step toward greater development, whether it's personal, professional, or spiritual. Just as a seed grows into a plant by absorbing nutrients, water, and sunlight, sacrifice provides the space for new opportunities and challenges to enter your life, each contributing to your growth. Sacrifice forces you to let go of old patterns, comfort zones, or distractions, making room for new possibilities. This process of shedding the old and embracing the new is essential for growth. Just as a plant must shed its seed coat to emerge and thrive. Sacrifice often requires the courage to endure uncertainty. You may not always see the immediate payoff, and at times it may seem like you're giving more than you're receiving. Yet it is precisely this faith in the process, the belief that the sacrifice will ultimately bring forth greater rewards, that makes it so powerful. Every act of sacrifice is an exercise in trust, both in yourself and in the future you are creating. The seeds you plant today will not only impact your own life, but can also benefit others, as the fruits of your sacrifices often extend far beyond you. The legacy you leave through the sacrifices you make today can shape the lives of those who come after you. Sacrifice as a seed also connects you to a deeper sense of purpose. It allows you to align your actions with your values and your long-term vision. When you make sacrifices for something greater than yourself, whether it's for a dream, a cause, or for others, you are living a life of intention and meaning. This purpose-driven sacrifice sustains you even during the toughest times, because you know that every choice you make is contributing to something greater than your present moment. You are investing in the future of your dreams, your family, your community, and even the world. In relationships, sacrifice as a seed plays a fundamental role in creating bonds that last. It's not just about what you give up, but about what you are willing to put in to nurture and grow a connection. Sacrificing time, energy, or personal desires for the well-being of others can deepen your relationships and create a legacy of love, trust, and commitment. Sacrifice is the act of laying a foundation for your future. The seeds you plant through sacrifice will grow, and in time you will reap a harvest that reflects the effort you invested. Though it may be hard to see the benefits in the moment, know that every sacrifice has the potential to yield abundance, strength, and growth. In the end, it is through sacrifice that you build the life you truly desire, one step at a time, one seed at a time. Consistency is the secret ingredient to success. It's not the big grand gestures or the bursts of motivation that lead to lasting change, but the small everyday actions that add up over time. Consistency is the commitment to doing what needs to be done, even when the excitement fades, when the results aren't immediate, and when the path seems long and arduous. It is about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it, because you understand that success is the result of cumulative effort, not a one-time push. In every area of life, consistency is the thread that ties everything together. Whether you're building a career, working on personal growth, or striving to reach your goals, consistency is what turns intentions into results. It's easy to be motivated at the start, but motivation wanes. What keeps you moving forward when the initial excitement has faded is your commitment to consistency. It's about forming habits that move you closer to your goals, even when the journey feels slow or difficult. Consistency helps you build momentum. The more consistently you take action, the more momentum you generate. It's like pushing a heavy boulder. At first it's tough, but with every push it becomes easier. Consistency builds that momentum. And before you know it, you're moving forward at a pace that feels almost effortless. However, if you stop, even for a short time, you risk losing that momentum, and it can be harder to get started again. That's why staying consistent is essential. It keeps the energy flowing and ensures that progress is ongoing, no matter how small each individual step may seem. Another key benefit of consistency is the ability to build skills and improve over time. No one becomes an expert overnight. It is through consistent practice that you develop expertise, confidence, and mastery. Whether you are learning a new skill, honing a craft, or pursuing a long-term goal, it's the consistent effort that leads to improvement. Even on days when progress feels minimal, consistency ensures that you're still moving in the right direction. And it becomes, over time, this compounded growth leads to significant progress and mastery. Consistency also builds trust in relationships, both personal and professional. Being consistent establishes reliability. People come to depend on you, knowing that you will follow through and show up when needed. It creates an atmosphere of stability, whether in your work ethic, your words, or your actions. When you are consistent, you create a foundation of trust that strengthens relationships and fosters deeper connections. One of the challenges of consistency is learning how to stay disciplined even when you don't feel inspired or motivated. It's easy to take action when you're feeling energized. But true consistency is born when you keep going even when your enthusiasm wanes. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline is the bridge between motivation and achievement. It's the strength to do what needs to be done even when you don't want to do it, even when the circumstances are less than ideal. Discipline allows you to stick to your commitments, follow through on your promises, and continue taking small, consistent steps toward your goals. And consistency allows you to measure progress. When you take consistent action, you can look back over time and see how far you've come. Even when progress feels slow, a consistent effort will inevitably lead to visible results. It's often difficult to notice change in the short term, but over time, the accumulation of small actions becomes undeniable. That's why it's important not to get discouraged by the slow pace of progress. Remember that the little steps you're taking every day are adding up and getting you closer to where you want to be. It's also important to note that consistency doesn't mean perfection. You don't have to be perfect every day. What matters is showing up and doing your best as often as you can. Life is full of challenges, distractions, and setbacks, but those who succeed understand that consistency isn't about flawless performance. It's about persistence. It's about getting back on track when you falter and continuing to move forward, even if you stumble along the way. Consistency, then, is not just about doing something repeatedly. It's about creating habits and routines that align with your values, purpose, and goals. It's about being committed to your vision, even when the path is unclear or the rewards aren't immediate. Success doesn't come from sporadic effort, but from steady, consistent actions that compound over time. The key to reaching any goal or achieving any dream is consistency. The ability to show up, do the work, and stay committed to your vision day after day, no matter what. Faith is not merely a belief or a feeling. It is a call to action. Faith, when truly lived, requires movement. It's the courage to step forward even when you cannot see the full path ahead, trusting that the steps you take will lead you to your destination. Faith without action is incomplete. It's like planting a seed but never watering it, or setting a goal without doing the work to achieve it. To have faith is to believe that the impossible can become possible. But to act on that belief is what brings the vision to life. When you take action based on your faith, you are actively participating in the manifestation of your dreams. It's easy to sit back and hope that things will change or that opportunities will come. But true faith compels you to move, to make decisions, to take steps, and to put in the work. You may not know exactly how things will unfold, but the belief in your vision and purpose gives you the strength to take that first step and keep moving forward. Faith in action often means overcoming fear. Fear is natural when we step into the unknown, when we take risks, or when we face challenges that seem beyond our control. But faith tells us that fear is not the end of the road. It's simply a part of the journey. When you act on your faith, you acknowledge the fear, but you do not let it paralyze you. Instead, you use it as fuel to push forward, trusting that the rewards of faith-filled action are greater than the temporary discomfort of fear. Faith in action gives you the courage to face uncertainty, to step out of your comfort zone, and to pursue what you believe is possible. Taking action also builds momentum. When you first begin pursuing a goal, it can feel like you're not making any progress, like you're taking one small step forward and 2 steps back. But the more you act on your faith, the more you build momentum. Each action, no matter how small, brings you closer to where you want to be. It's like pushing a boulder uphill. The first few pushes may feel difficult, but once you gain momentum, the process becomes easier. Faith in action ensures that you keep moving, even when progress feels slow, because you know that every step you take is a step closer to your destination. Sometimes acting on your faith means stepping out in ways that others may not understand or support. It may mean taking risks that others view as foolish, or stepping into a venture that seems too difficult or impossible. But when you have faith, you understand that it's not about the opinions of others. It's about the belief in your purpose, in the willingness to follow it, no matter what. Faith often calls you to take bold steps, to defy the expectations of the world, and to trust that the journey you're on is worth the challenges and risks it may present. So, faith in action also teaches you perseverance. When obstacles arise, and they will, it's easy to lose sight of your vision and goals. But faith reminds you that setbacks are not the end of the story. They are part of the process. Every challenge you face can be an opportunity for growth, for learning, and for strengthening your resolve. Acting on your faith means continuing to take steps forward, even when the road gets tough. It's about having the determination to keep going, knowing that the rewards of faith-filled action will far outweigh the struggles along the way. If there is anything, faith in action also brings clarity. The more you act on your faith, the clearer your purpose becomes. It's easy to feel lost or uncertain when you're waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. But faith compels you to move forward even when things are unclear. Each action you take brings you closer to understanding the full picture, revealing new opportunities, insights, and possibilities along the way. In every instance, every situation, every purpose in your life presents you with a chance to implement your vision. Faith doesn't require you to have all the answers, but it does require you to take action based on the belief that the answers will come as you continue on the journey.